Louis Stevenson was a man who lived for the thrill. He scaled skyscrapers, dangled from bridges, and conquered impossible heights. His social media feeds were a testament to his daring spirit. On October 13, 2024, the world watched in horror as Louis Stevenson fell to his death. He was attempting to cross Spain's tallest bridge, the Castilla La Mancha, without any safety equipment. What drives individuals like Louis to tempt fate? Is it fame, the roar of the crowd, albeit a virtual one? Or is it something deeper, a primal urge to conquer, to cheat death itself? In our age of social media stardom, the pressure to stand out, to garner views and likes, can be overwhelming. Louis Stevenson learned this lesson the hard way. Louis's fascination with heights began in his youth. As a teenager, Louis discovered parkour, the art of movement. His videos started gaining traction online. He became known as LS, the urban acrobat who defied gravity. His pursuit of the next adrenaline rush became an addiction. The concrete and steel canyons of New York City became his playground. He scaled the Chrysler Building, the Empire State Building, even the newly constructed One World Trade Center. But skyscrapers weren't enough. Louis sought new challenges, turning his attention to bridges. His stunts became increasingly dangerous, his margin for error razor-thin. The Castilla La Mancha Bridge in Spain, a towering structure of steel and concrete, beckoned to him. Louis saw it as his Everest, the ultimate conquest. He announced his intention to cross the bridge in his signature style, without ropes, harnesses, or any safety equipment. The Castilla La Mancha Bridge became a symbol of both Louis's ambition and his fatal flaw. Louis's family and friends watched his ascendance into the world of extreme stunts with growing concern. His mother begged him to be careful, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. His friends, many of whom had been his climbing partners, also expressed their concerns. But Louis, blinded by his own ambition, dismissed their fears as irrational. Savannah, Louis's girlfriend, understood his need for adventure. She admired his courage, but feared for his safety. She pleaded with him to be more careful, to think about their future together, but the allure of the next challenge always proved too strong. The day dawned crisp and clear over the Castilla La Mancha Bridge. Louis arrived at the bridge in the early hours, accompanied by a small film crew. He had meticulously planned this ascent, studying the bridge's architecture. But even the most meticulous plans couldn't account for the unpredictable hand of fate. He checked his equipment, a minimalist setup consisting of climbing shoes, chalk bag, and a GoPro camera. The first part of the climb went smoothly, but as he climbed higher, the wind picked up, whipping around him. The bridge began to sway slightly, a constant reminder of the immense forces at play. Louis paused, his breath catching in his throat. He had not anticipated this. He pushed onward, his movements becoming more tentative, his confidence shaken. What happened next remains a matter of speculation. One moment Louis was clinging to the bridge, his body tense with exertion. The next, he was gone, swallowed by the abyss. Louis Stevenson, the daredevil who had cheated death countless times, had finally met his match. The silence after the fall was deafening. The bridge stood silent, a steel and concrete monolith against the azure sky. The film crew, their faces etched with horror and disbelief, could only stare in stunned silence. The world, watching in real time through the lens of social media, held its breath. The news of Louis's fall spread like wildfire. sending shockwaves through the online community and beyond. The news of Lewis's death hit Savannah like a physical blow. She had always known, deep down, that this day might come. Friends and family rallied around her, their faces etched with concern. They spoke in hushed tones, offering words of comfort, but their words seemed to drift past her, unable to penetrate the wall of grief. Section 2. Echoes of What Could Have Been. In the solitude of her grief, Savannah found herself replaying memories of Lewis, each one a bittersweet reminder of the love they shared, the future they had dreamed of building together. She remembered their first date, his nervous laugh, the way his eyes sparkled when he spoke about his passions. She recalled their adventures together, hiking through lush forests, swimming in crystal-clear lakes, their laughter echoing through the trees. She cherished those moments, those stolen glimpses of a life less ordinary, a life lived on their own terms. But those memories, once a source of comfort, now felt like shards of glass, sharp and painful, tearing at her already wounded heart. She thought about their last conversation, his voice crackling through the phone, the background noise of the wind whistling through the phone lines. He had been so excited, so full of life, his words tumbling over each other in his eagerness to share his plans for the climb. She had wanted to scream, to beg him to reconsider, to come home where he belonged, but she had held back, knowing that his need to push the limits, to conquer his fears, was as much a part of him as the air he breathed. Savannah found herself drawn to Lewis's social media accounts, those digital monuments to his life, his passions, his fatal obsession. She scrolled through his photos and videos, each one a poignant reminder of the man she had loved, the urban acrobat who defied gravity. The irony wasn't lost on her. Lewis had lived for the likes, the comments, the validation of strangers. He had craved the attention, the adrenaline rush of going viral. And now, in death, he had achieved a level of fame he could never have imagined in life. But at what cost? The comment sections below his posts were filled with messages of grief, tributes from fans, and inevitably, the callous remarks of trolls who seemed to revel in the tragedy. Savannah found herself engaging in heated arguments, defending Lewis's memory, railing against the injustice of it all. But her words felt hollow, lost in the vast echo chamber of the internet. She realized then that Lewis's online persona, the fearless daredevil, was just that, a persona. It was a carefully constructed image, a projection of the man he wanted the world to see. But behind the bravado, the death-defying stunts, was a complex individual with fears, dreams, and vulnerabilities just like everyone else. And now all that remained were pixels on a screen, a digital ghost haunting the vast emptiness of cyberspace. The spectacle of risk. Lewis's story is not an isolated incident. The pursuit of viral fame drives individuals to take increasing risks. The line between bravery and recklessness blurs. Social media platforms reward engagement and virality. The more outrageous the stunt, the greater the potential for clicks. The human need for validation is exploited. Behind the spectacle lies a darker reality. The human cost is often ignored. Are we complicit in this dangerous game? A culture of extremes. We live in a culture obsessed with extremes. From reality TV shows that pit contestants against each other to social media influencers who document their every move, we are bombarded with images that celebrate pushing the limits, defying convention, and courting danger. This obsession with extremes shapes our perceptions of success and happiness. We are conditioned to believe that a life lived on the edge is more meaningful. But this pursuit of the extreme comes at a price. It fosters a culture of comparison and relentless validation seeking. It creates a climate of fear and pressure to conform. Lewis Stevenson was a victim of this culture, losing his life for fleeting internet fame. His death is a stark reminder of the human cost of our obsession with the extraordinary. It is a call to reevaluate our values and prioritize what truly matters: human connection, compassion, and the preciousness of life itself. Life's fragile thread. Lewis Stevenson's story is a tragedy, a stark reminder of the fragility of life. It's a story that forces us to confront the uncomfortable reality that our time on this earth is finite, precious, and not to be squandered in pursuit of fleeting fame or virtual applause. It's easy to get caught up in the allure of the extreme, to be seduced by the siren song of risk and reward that plays out on our screens. But Lewis's story, and the countless others like it, should give us pause. They should force us to ask ourselves, what are we truly chasing? And at what cost? Are a few thousand likes, a fleeting moment of viral fame, worth risking the only life we have? Are we willing to sacrifice our relationships, our dreams, our very existence for the ephemeral validation of strangers? The answer, for anyone who values the precious gift of life, should be a resounding no. Choose to live. Lewis Stevenson's story is a cautionary tale, but it can also be a call to action. It can be a catalyst for change, a reminder to choose life, to choose love, to choose the people and passions that truly matter. Let us honor his memory not by glorifying his death-defying stunts, but by learning from his mistakes. Let us use his story as a springboard for conversations about risk, responsibility, and the true meaning of courage. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to face it, to acknowledge our limits, and to make choices that prioritize our well-being and the well-being of those we love. Let us choose to live our lives fully, authentically, and with a deep appreciation for the gift of each and every breath. Let us choose to embrace the beauty and wonder of this world, to connect with others, to make a difference, and to leave behind a legacy of love, laughter, and lives lived to the fullest. Let Lewis's story be a reminder that life is not a video game. There are no respawns, no second chances. Let his tragic fall inspire us to rise above the allure of the void and choose to embrace the extraordinary beauty of an ordinary life. Subscribe for more stories and inspiration.